What's good, YouTube? With the recent announcement that we're going to have a new Blackberry in 2021, I thought it might be a good time to see what you can do to suffice your Blackberry needs in the meantime. There's still a demand for physical keyboard phones in the marketplace, and the latest announcement from Blackberry is obviously a sign that they're aware of this and they're trying to cater to this portion of the market. In fact, it can probably be argued that what led to the downfall of the Blackberry 10 operating system in the first place was just a lack of awareness of how important people and the market would respond to the availability of Android apps. In retrospect, had RIMs adopted a more aggressive approach to allowing Android apps to be operated on phones like the Blackberry Classic, the story might have turned out a lot different for phones like the Blackberry Classic and Blackberry 10 in general. People love these apps and people love these phones with physical keyboards, and it was just unfortunate that we couldn't get the combination of the two early enough, as there's still a large segment of the population that is holding off and has hope for the upcoming Blackberry to hopefully merge these two needs. So the people that find themselves in this category where they love their physical keyboard phones but want working Android apps at the same time will just have to be hopeful for whatever Blackberry releases in 21 to hopefully deliver a product that allows us to use a physical keyboard using all of our favorite apps. So if you find yourself in this group and want a phone that has a physical keyboard but are worried about having some of your apps not working on a Blackberry like the Blackberry Classic, which runs Blackberry 10, then check out my series of videos on various Android apps that you might be very surprised will work on the Blackberry Classic. This video will continue that same vein. Just a quick disclaimer though, that for most of these apps you'll need to have a working version of the Google Play Store and Google Play services running on your Blackberry Classic beforehand, as a lot of these apps are based in Android and use the active Android runtime environment found on the Blackberry Classic. If you need help installing Google Play services onto your Blackberry Classic, check out my other video, link in the description below, for a step-by-step guide on how to get Google Play services and the Google Play Store on this classic phone. In the meantime, without further ado, here are a list of some of my favorite apps that are currently working for the Blackberry 10 operating system and on the Blackberry Classic. If you like these kind of videos, leave a comment down below, hit that like button, and if you have any other apps that you know are working on Blackberry 10 devices, leave a message down below so others can squeeze every bit of life out of these wonderful devices. So without further ado, here are some of my favorite apps that I know to be working on the Blackberry Classic. Spotify Lite. Yes, you'll probably be surprised to hear that the popular music streaming services Spotify works in its full Android form on the Blackberry Classic. You don't actually have to download Spotify Lite, as the full version of Spotify does indeed work for the Classic. But if you want a slightly more streamlined experience, then Spotify Lite is a great alternative, as a lot of the features do load a lot faster than the full version of Spotify. With this app on the Blackberry Classic, I happily made playlists, browsed my favorite artists, and played music, all with the benefit of actually having a full headphone jack. Something about the one-hand operation of the Blackberry Classic due to its form factor made using it as a somewhat standalone music player quite enjoyable as well. So if you're looking for a gym phone that runs Spotify well, that does have a headphone jack that you may or may not be afraid of dropping, then the Blackberry Classic running Spotify Lite might be a great option for you, particularly if you're not into phones that need a separate dongle just in order to have a headphone jack. This was one of the major reasons why I love the Blackberry Classic, due to its size. It's the perfect phone to hold in one hand while you're going for a jog. It has a grippy back-leg structure, so playing Spotify on this thing while I'm holding it in my hand is a breeze. The mouse pointer also allows me to navigate through Spotify Lite's menus with one hand as well. So if any of these things are appealing to you, get Spotify Lite on the Google Play Store for your Blackberry Classic. Simple notes. The Blackberry Classic, or any kind of Blackberry for that matter, is a great note-taking device, and if you're looking for a streamlined, very low resource-taking app, then Simple Notes, available on the Google Play Store, might be the perfect one for you. You can create and type out notes quite easily, and it's a very easy to use interface. You can categorize your notes and make photos for your separate notes. I was overall very pleased just on the simplicity and smoothness of the app, and it does offer several small advanced features like a dark mode as well. So if you're using the Blackberry Classic, a smaller form factor phone for simple note taking, then Simple Notes is an app that you might find very appealing. I use it from everything from making grocery lists, reminders, to taking notes in class because the keyboard on the Blackberry Classic is such a pleasure to type on. I can make a quick note either one-handed or go to two-handed note if I'm making a longer note. All my notes are stored and viewable in the easy-to-view category format, and I often found myself remembering things a lot easier just because it was so easy to make the reminders. As someone who's used Wunderlist on Android for years, I found the stripped-down nature of Simple Note to be a nice change of pace. Get Simple Notes for free today on the Play Store, working for your Blackberry Classic. Khan Academy. Yes, the popular education app is working on the Blackberry Classic. I was quite surprised and quite happy when I found this out. It's always nice to have a library of content, particularly content as productive and useful that you can find on Khan Academy in your palm of your hand. So if I needed to brush up on some of my basic physics, or if I was studying for an exam, I always had the resources of Khan Academy in the small form factor of the Blackberry Classic. This is a full-on smartphone, so things like Bluetooth are working, and you can hook it up to your headphones as well if you like to study by yourself. An educational app as comprehensive as Khan Academy also adds to the overall productivity value of a phone like a Blackberry, which is aimed more at getting stuff done. So, while Netflix is working and other media apps are working for the Blackberry Classic, if you like to stick with the overall intent and purpose of the phone, which is productivity, find Khan Academy for you, free and working on the Google Play Store for the Blackberry Classic. So there you have it, everyone, some more of my favorite apps that are working on the Blackberry Classic. I'm really excited about BlackBerry's latest announcement, and hopefully these apps and these classic phones will be able to hold me over in the meantime, as hopefully whatever BlackBerry plumps out in 2021 will be a resurgence and a correction of all the shortcomings that came with the BlackBerry 10 devices and the few BlackBerry Android phones that we had afterwards. And hopefully with these apps and whatever device that BlackBerry comes out with in 2021, we'll still be seeing physical keyboards on smartphones for a long time to come. So what do you think? Do you think there's any hope left for physical keyboards and Android phones with whatever BlackBerry releases? Do you think the BlackBerry Classic will suffice in the meantime, using whatever apps that we know to be working from the Google Play Store? Leave a message down below, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.